Hey everybody, welcome back to Row Country. Today we're making this country farmhouse Christmas elf gnome. This is my 100% Dollar Tree item DIY that I promised to bring you, and these are the items you'll need. 1 pound of these northern great beans, 1 sock from this pack of men's white socks. You'll need some pom-poms, either the regular Christmas ones or these with the tinsel. You'll also need this ornament, the elf legs. You can choose the red or the green feet. You'll need some chenille stems, either these or the regular plain ones. This headband, which we will use for the gnome's beard. Also this headband, which we'll use for the gnome's ears. And a Snug-a-Doo hat in red. Also some glue sticks from the Dollar Tree and some scissors. And this bag of rocks, and that's everything you'll need. Now, just like in my last gnome video, we're going to use this 1 sock and we are going to fill it with some stones at the bottom. You'll want to use the flat stones, not the rounded ones. And we'll also add in to the sock then this entire bag of beans. I do not open the beans, I leave them in their packaging, and we'll go ahead and stuff that sock down. We just want to make sure that when we're doing this, that we keep the sewn part of the toe, that part right there, you'll want to keep that at the bottom. It helps the gnome to sit flat. Now, once we get the sock filled with those beans, we want to use our hand and really shove those down towards the bottom part of the toe. And then we'll just go ahead and take some hot glue and close it up. At this point, we're going to go ahead and measure out how we're going to use this hat. And so what I determined with the gnome body is that to the left of the seam that goes up this hat, that's the larger size, and that will be the best piece to use to go ahead and cover the gnome's body. So we're going to cut through both layers of this hat next to that seam and separate it, and we will use the side that has the tag to go ahead and cover the body of this gnome. Now what we'll do is we'll just lay that in there, and we'll start from the bottom. There's a little bit of the cap top, and we'll use some hot glue and pull that down, and then we'll continue to use hot glue until we have a seam that comes up the center part of this gnome's body. And we'll continue to use some hot glue and come up the midline of this gnome's body, and that will become the front part of the gnome. We'll just go ahead and fill everything in with hot glue and glue it down. And then we're going to use this headband. In my other video, I showed you how to take this apart. I did have a subscriber and viewer tell me that you can actually take these apart and get 2 for 1. So that's what I went ahead and did, is I separated this headband and actually now have 2 beards. What we'll do is we will make sure that when we're gluing that down, that seam there is turned over just a little bit, because we want it to look better finished off, and it will come around the nose better that way. So we'll start by gluing in the center, and just make sure that your fringe part of that beard is towards the bottom but not hanging over the bottom. And we'll just start in the center, and we'll go ahead and of course hot glue, and we will glue this now around and follow the natural line of this headband that is now the beard. And we'll also come back and we'll add some hot glue to the underside to make sure that we can glue that down to the body, still allowing for the beard and that hair of the beard to have some flow. At this point now, we want to start working on the hat, and this is the other part of that cap that we cut apart. So I'm just using my scissors to kind of give me an angle, and then we'll come halfway down with that hot glue. And once we've done that, we'll come back and grab our angle again and take that cut, and we'll cut it a little triangle off of there, which will now give us a tip at the top of the hat. and that will allow that hat to take shape, and we'll glue that section closed as well. Now what I've done is I have taken these two trees off of that headband, and we'll use those pieces left over as the way to anchor in these ears. And so we're taking now the hat that we have created with the seam in the back this time, and we're making sure that we have enough stretch to bring that down around where the nose will be. To get the ears in, we'll just take our scissors and do a little snip cut there, and just kind of poke your finger through, and that'll allow you to then set that in place, and you'll do that on both sides. We'll come back and we'll hot glue down those ears into place, and then we'll finish off the hat in such a way that you don't see any of that at all. So we have the ears in place now, and I've also taken one of the larger green tinseled pom-poms, and I've put it into place so that we can now pull this hat and kind of stretch it around the nose itself. And when I'm doing that, I'm sort of lifting the hat in an upward motion as I bring it around the nose, because I want the hat rim to lay against the nose, as it does really with every gnome, just kind of like in this position here. And then we'll go ahead and bring the rest of that hat around just like that, and we'll hot glue it in place. This turns out so cute. I just really think that that pom-pom nose really kind of makes it, but I decided towards the end to go ahead and add something additional to it as well. Now we'll turn the gnome back over, and we'll just finish off that seam again, just using some hot glue. The great thing about this Snuggadoo hat is that once everything is sort of glued down on itself, it just sort of blends in together, and you forget really where your seams were. Now the tippy top of that hat, I'm going to just take between my fingers and kind of twist it and then turn it onto itself. And that allowed me to create a little bit of a hook on that hat. And we'll go ahead and add some pom-poms here as well. Now I feel like the red isn't enough to pop off of this hat, so I started with a red one and came back with a green one, so he's got a set of two there. And then remember that nose, I'm going to bring back one of the small red tinseled pom-poms, and we'll go ahead and set that in the center of the nose. And that really kind of sets off that green nose for this gnome. Now we can set him aside because this little gnome needs some feet, and we're going to use this ornament here to make that happen. So we'll take the tag off and we will flip that little skirt up. We'll take two of these chenille stems and turn them in half, and then tie them off at the bottom just by twisting them. We'll take our scissors and we'll just do a little snip into that leg part, and we'll take the we'll take the part that we folded in half, and we will use that to go down into the leg. We'll go ahead and push down all the way and maneuver the top part of the snipped leg into place, and then we'll use some hot glue to put them together. And of course you'll do that again on the second side, and that will give those legs some stiffness and the ability to bend and stretch and move for this gnome. And oh my gosh, here he is, guys. I haven't even named him yet because I just can't get over how cute he is, and it's one of those things, it's like, do I give him a name or not? What do you think? Put it down in the comments below and let me know what I should name my little gnome. Don't forget to comment and hit like and subscribe to my channel. Guys, watch another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Until next time, bye.